Triglyph at last.
Well, I'm just glad we made it back safely. There's something comforting about coming back here.
Do you have good memories of this city?
I certainly have vivid ones. This is where we came when we first arrived at Olympias. Everything about Triglyph surprised me.
Huh? Like what?
Well, for one thing, we'd been fighting on a different plane of existence when a rift opened up and we were sucked into it.
What?
Huh?
The next thing I remember, I was waking up in a bed, surrounded by objects I'd never seen before. I was surprised by, well, how much there was to be surprised by.
What surprises me is how happy you look when you're telling that story. Triglyph at last.
Well, I'm just glad we made it back safely. There's something comforting about coming back here.
Comforting?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you why I feel that way.
Sometimes I get that feeling too. Like when I hug Rollo or find something I thought I lost.
Yeah, I guess it does kind of feel like that.
But you know what I find most comforting? It's when I discover the tomato hiding in my food before I accidentally eat it. What? What's so funny?
It's nothing. It's just nice taking a break from everything and talking like this.
Huh?
Marksburg seems like a pretty nice city.
Yeah, it's like a bridge between Olympias and Rizamaxia. Not just literally, but metaphorically, you know? A year ago, I'd never have believed this could exist at all.
Isn't it amazing how much our actions can change the future?
Speaking of which, it's amazing how much Jude's changed.
Huh? Me?
Look at your hair! Suddenly you're all trendy.
Exploring your sexy side, are you, Jude?
Sexy? Rowan, come on. It doesn't have anything to do with that.
So, what prompted it?
I just like to try something different now and then.
In other words...
Exploring your sexy side?
I guess.
Coming here sure brings back memories from a year ago, huh?
Yeah, all sorts of memories. Can't say I remember that part of our journey too fondly.
You know what it means when you reminisce too much.
They say it's the first sign you're getting old.
What?
Where did you hear that?
I can't divulge my sources.
The past is past. Now is now. Get over it and move on.
Remember when Elise used to be so reserved?
They always say that girls mature faster, but yeesh.
Returning to Hamil takes me back to when we first met you, Jude.
What happened?
It was right here where we became friends. What was your first friend like, Elle?
Was it a boy or a girl?
Huh? It was a boy. A boy cat. He looked a little like Rollo. We were always together. It was so much fun.
I know what you mean. It's never boring with Tipo around.
I'm the best.
That's different. Tipo's a toy.
I am not a toy. I'm a premium quality plush companion.
That's just a fancy way of saying toy.
I am not a toy.
Look at them go.
Just brings them closer together.
Wow, look at all the animals. Hey, what are those?
Those are called rapigs.
Rapig. Iguana. Rapiguana. You're next, Jude.
Wait, what?
It's a word game? Build off of it, Jude.
Rupiguana? Napple?
Rapiguana apple. You're up, Leia.
Me? Oh, Trap iguana apple.
Alvin.
Oh, man, that's a hard one. Oh, mousetrap. Mousetrap iguana apple. Elle, go.
No, Napple? Napple pie. Mousetrap iguana apple pie. Jude's turn.
We're still going? Llama. Llama's trap iguana apple pie.
La Mouse? Really, Jude?
The eminent Dr. Jude pronounces llama as lamau?
I'm sorry. I panicked.
Okay, new one for Llama. Loser starts, Jude. Go, go!
Sharilton is always so lively and fun.
And they sell great souvenirs!
Luga, is this your first time visiting Sharilton? If there's anything you'd like to know about the city, I would be honored to educate you.
Huh?
Ah, so that's what interests you. As you seem to be aware, wherever people gather, such stories always seem to follow.
They do? But I've never heard of any ghost stories here.
Oh? Even the stories about the Cheryl Manor where you've stayed so many nights?
Huh? We're not falling for your jokes, Rowan.
I'm afraid there's nothing humorous about this. That manor dates back to the era of the 6 ruling houses. Naturally, it has a story or two to tell. Perhaps the most famous is the tale of the Headless Sentry.
Headless sentry?
Yes. They say he wanders the manor every night, searching for his dismembered head. He opens one door, not there. He moves on to the next room, not there either. And then, with a loud crash, the door to your room suddenly opens. Oh, my. What joy to get such a drastic reaction to my humble tale.
Sharilton is always so lively and fun.
And they sell great souvenirs!
Luga, is this your first time visiting Sharilton? If there's anything you'd like to know about the city, I would be honored to educate you. Ah, souvenirs, of course. Ever since the removal of the schism, spirit-related goods have seemed quite popular.
Spirit-themed snacks, costumes, picture books. They sell all kinds.
Including a few items that are a bit more unseemly in nature.
Unseemly? Which ones are you talking about?
I'm afraid I can't say anything more than that. Even old geezers get embarrassed sometimes.
Don't leave us hanging!
Guys, there are monsters here! There are monsters in the city!
It's okay. Those monsters don't attack people. They actually have quite a gentle temperament.
But they're monsters! I mean, look at those claws!
Let me give you an example to illustrate Alfred's point. At a quick glance, Gaius here looks like quite an unfriendly man. Downright terrifying, some might say. But does that mean that he's necessarily a scary person on the inside?
No, I like His Highness. He takes me shopping sometimes.
He does?
I wonder.
Just like Gaius, with his surprising affinity for children, you can't judge every book or monster by its cover. And in Gaius's case, I'm sure spending time with you conjures up happy memories of doting on his own little sister.
As another example, you're far more alert than I'd expect a man your age to be, Rowan. I'm pleased your nerves are as spry as your mouth.
Oh, that was nothing. But you know it's poor form to tease the elderly.
What happened? Why are they fighting now?
Oh, don't pay them any mind. Some people show their embarrassment in odd ways.
It's so cold.
Is it? I find it quite refreshing for this time of year.
No way! There is no way it gets colder than this. Back me up on this, Luger.
I would if my lips weren't frozen shut.
No, right? Mine are turning blue. How come His Highness isn't even shivering?
Kanbalar gets coldest at night. Compared to that, this time of day is quite warm.
Colder than it is now? How much colder?
Cold enough that any liquids or vegetables that aren't properly stored will freeze solid shortly after dusk. And of course, if you wanted to open a window, you would need to pour boiling water on it first.
Seriously?
But the cold itself is manageable. The big problem is that the fallen snow never has a chance to melt. Snow removal costs the city an enormous sum in both money and man-hours.
Why don't you just snap your fingers and melt it all away with your magic powers?
Because the melted snow would just freeze solid again, obstructing the roads when it does. The problem is not so easily solved.
Wow, living in cold places is the worst.
Which is why the people here share such a tight bond. That is one advantage no other city can match.
It's so cold.
Is it? I find it quite refreshing for this time of year.
No way! There is no way it gets colder than this. Back me up on this, Luger.
It's not so bad, right, Gaius?
Indeed. I hardly even need a coat.
Are you crazy? You'll catch a cold.
Once you've acclimated to the weather, you'll have no such concerns. When I was in my 20s, I'd walk down this street in short sleeves with a pound of ice cream.
What?
People can get used to anything. But you already seem quite tolerant of the cold, Luger. Perhaps you are ready to embark on a special journey. I crafted an igloo outside of the city, my secret fortress of icy solitude. It has a spectacular view. It's one of the many places that are truly special to Kanbalar.
Wow, His Highness is really something.
So this is Jude's hometown. Doesn't seem too shabby.
It's my hometown, too. My family runs the local inn. My dad's cooking is world famous.
I'm sure he cooks it with love.
Yup. Love is the secret ingredient.
Love? You season your food with abstract emotions? I prefer to focus on flavor myself.
Hey, I'll have you know that love is essential when cooking. Although, that love hasn't always come across to the eater.
My, sounds like Leia's suffering from a heavy heart. What's your diagnosis, Jude?
What? Me? I'm not sure I understand, but if there's something troubling you, Leia, feel free to talk to me about it.
Yeah, thanks.
He really doesn't understand.
What does any of this have to do with cooking? So this is Jude's hometown. Doesn't seem too shabby.
It's my hometown, too. My family runs the local inn. My dad's cooking is world famous.
Jude's not a bad cook either.
Me? Oh, no, I've got a long way to go. You're the accomplished cook here. You could open a restaurant or something.
Really?
They're caught in some kind of praise and blush feedback loop.
Hey, for the first time ever, you and I are thinking the exact same thing.
I guess they've discovered that the way to each other's hearts runs through their stomachs. A true bromance.
Ugh, someone make it stop. This city sure has changed. It feels, I don't know, liberated? The stifling atmosphere is gone now.
Stifling? I never realized it felt that way to you.
It wasn't just the city. You seemed stifled, too.
I did?
I know what you mean.
Jude still seems stiff to me. I'd like to see him get truly liberated.
I could use some liberation myself, if you know what I mean.
What? Come on, guys, seriously?
But Jude is nowhere near as stiff as he was when we first met him.
But he could still ease up a little.
How can he be free when he's still holding back?
Beautifully put.
You two come together on the strangest topics.
They make an amusing pair. I suppose that's just another thing that's changed.
Something smells incredible.
That's the smell of grilled fish. It's Drellin's most famous local delicacy. Or most famous non-alcoholic one, at least.
Speaking of alcohol, this year's batch of spirits seems delightful. They're giving away free samples over there. Care to join me for a tasting?
I could use a drink. Why not?
Whoa, aren't you supposed to sip that?
A fine liquor indeed.
You don't need to worry about Gaius. He has a high tolerance for alcohol.
Ivy Rowan, regarded highly.
Did you just say the?
Gaius, are you feeling well?
Of course I am. My tongue is simply twisted.
These potato-based spirits don't seem to agree with him. I've seen him shrug off far stronger liquors. My, what an interesting discovery.